If Donte DiVincenzo turns out to be Jalen Brunson, Donte's a great defender who could shoot the three. If he can give you 19 points and become the starter or a bench player, and you're getting that 15, 16 points off the bench by Hart, and you're getting Jalen Brunson's 25 points like he got this year almost, this could be a very good offseason. I don't know what Donte is. I never got a chance to watch him enough with Golden State, but a lot of people liked him. For the contract the Knicks gave him, it was a steal. And Leon Rose, when you look at his contracts, all of them were steals except the Fournier one. Julius Randle, they had to overpay him because of what the numbers that he gave you. But Julius Randle could be a trade chip at the trade deadline if they want to move him in the middle of the season, if it doesn't fit with Donte and Jalen Brunson. And I could see them go after Bridges. Now, I don't know if the Nets are willing to do that, but you add Bridges to this team with Brunson and Donte and obviously Hart. You got 4 Villanova guys that played with one another. They know each other very, very well. All of them were just at Jalen Brunson's wedding. 2 of them were in his wedding party, in Hart and Donte. Donte is so very close with Jalen Brunson, and that's why the Knicks brought him in. Bringing that chemistry here to New York, it will help the Knicks grow as a young team and build chemistry for the future of where they believe this team could be in the Eastern Conference. Now, did the Knicks make enough moves this year where they can jump the Celtics, where they can jump the Miami Heat if they get Dame? No. But again, we don't know what Donte DiVincenzo will do in the Eastern Conference and what he's going to do with Jalen Brunson if he becomes a starter on this rotation. Donte could turn into being a Jalen Brunson, turn out to be a star and average 20, 22 points, 7 rebounds, and he's one of the better three-point shooters in the league and a great defender who can defend multiple positions. I don't know what type of player he is. I'm hoping with the money that the Knicks gave him, he becomes a steal like Jalen Brunson is. And then you look into the offseason next year or at the trade deadline when maybe they can get Donovan Mitchell. And the Knicks have max money to give a star like Donovan Mitchell that kind of money if they decide to make that move and Cleveland decides to part ways with him. It's very interesting what the Knicks are trying to do. I think Leon Rose has been a very good GM. We'll see how this move and these small moves worked out for the Knicks. And Tom Thibodeau has one more year left to prove that this team could go over the hump because they went to the second round last year and should have beaten Miami. They should have went to the Eastern Conference Final. They were the more talented team, but Spoelstra is the better coach. Yeah. And Spoelstra is now the USA coach for this year's World Championship. And Jalen Brunson is the starting point guard, which worries me because if he gets hurt in any one of these games, it could affect the Knicks this season. So with the Hart move, it's a win-win for the Knicks.
The Knicks now don't have to use a max contract slot on Josh Hart because $5 to $6 million he would have gotten more in free agency. That you're looking at probably a $23 million could have been that percentage on the Knicks. I know RJ Barrett and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are up there, so maybe it wouldn't have evened out completely, but there's no reason to want to take that chance when you can get him for $18 million, then you can get him on an extension for about $20 million.
Every one of those contracts, even the RJ Barrett contract, absolutely great contract by the Knicks.
Yep.
The Mitchell Robinson contract, and say whatever you want about Mitchell Robinson. He is a top 5 big man in the league. He is one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. If he stays healthy, he's a dominant force, and he's the anchor of the Knicks defense. And he could play a big part for this team to be a contender. But we don't know what this team is, and we need to find out where they go in bringing another max player in to play with Jalen Brunson and maybe Julius Randle. Or you trade Julius Randle and bring in a player or two that would fit the culture over there in that locker room. Because obviously Julius Randle has a lot to say about the team and the organization as a whole, because if he's not the number one guy, and he isn't the number one guy anymore, it is Brunson. Is Julius Randle on the USA team? Nope. Jalen Brunson is the starting point guard on that team for a reason. He deserves every bit of accolades that he has got, especially the season that he had this year. He deserves it, and the Knicks got a steal. They finally got something. It became a steal. He has to do it back-to-back years. If he does it, the Knicks are going to be a very interesting team in the offseason or even at the trade deadline if they can bring in another big name.